It started with a whisper on Seton, accidental camera angle catching Erica Mena rifling through a stack of sealed DNA files. Her face a mask of panic. Fans are shocked, minds racing. Was it proof of a hidden scandal or a carefully staged act? Of sabotage. Emotions ran high as the clip leaked, showing Erica's trembling hands tearing through envelopes. Paper fragments fluttering like confetti. Producers scrambled off camera, voices raised in urgent whispers. Did Erica really want to destroy evidence, or was someone else pulling the strings? The family was left divided as rumors spread. Some insiders claim Erica was trying to cover up a paternity bombshell, while others insist she was framed by a rival cast member seeking maximum drama. As phones buzzed and social feeds exploded, one thing became clear: this was more than a production mishap. The question on everyone's mind: who benefits from these missing files? And who will pay the price when the truth emerges? Stay tuned. As we dive into the chaos behind the scenes, uncover conflicting testimonies, and ask the burning question: did Erica Mena act alone, or is there a mastermind orchestrating the ultimate DNA file meltdown? Erica's hands trembled as she stood backstage, the sterile hum of the production truck lights casting long shadows across the dossier she clutched. Those white manila envelopes, stamped confidential, held the DNA results that could redefine more than one relationship on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Fans are shocked by the rumors, whispers of secret paternity tests, of hidden betrayals, and of a scandal so explosive it could upend the entire cast dynamic. Emotions ran high when that unauthorized camera angle caught Erica rifling through, the files tearing at their edges with a desperation that felt all too real. In the days leading up to the retreat, Erica had grown uneasy. She'd heard murmurs that someone had doubt about who the father of baby Kai really was. Over coffee with Carly Red, she voiced her concerns in a low whisper. "I can't shake this feeling," she confessed, stirring her latte so hard the foam rippled. "What if there's more to Mendici's DNA results than we know?" Carly had shrugged, brushing a strand of platinum blonde hair behind her ear. "Girl, don't start that mess. You know how sensitive he gets." But Erica, always the detective, couldn't let it go. That afternoon, she slipped into the production office under the guise of discussing a scene and found the locked cabinet. Where the files were stored, a junior producer, Amber, caught her by the light of a flickering fluorescent tube. "Erica, what are you doing back here?" Amber's voice quivered with surprise. Erica forced a smile, her pulse racing. "Just checking on some continuity paperwork," she lied, tapping the cabinet door. Amber hesitated, suspicion dawning, but nodded and retreated down the hallway. Erica exhaled, her heart pounding in her ears. Inside the cabinet lay the DNA envelope, sealed, unmarked, waiting to reveal truths that could tear families apart on camera. She pulled one free and studied the typed names on the top. Kai Frost, Mendices, Scott. The rest remained hidden from view, but the implication was clear. Personal lives were about to become front-page headlines later that night. Erica met with a trusted confidant, Tasha K., in a dimly lit coffee shop near the studio lot. Eyes were wide as Erica slid the envelope across the table. "Look at this," Erica whispered, leaning in. "It's the proof I've been looking for." Tasha's hand shook as she touched the paper. "If this gets out, it's big," she murmured. "Mendices will lose his mind. Yandi will feel betrayed. Kirk and Rashida in the crossfire." Emotion pulsed in Erica's chest. She knew the power those papers held. "We have to protect ourselves," she insisted, wrapping the envelope in a plastic sleeve. "If someone leaks this, it'll ruin everything." The next morning, reports surfaced that the files had vanished. Production halted as crew members scoured every corner of the set. "Where did they go?" the executive producer demanded, pacing in front of the monitors, showing the live feeds. Who had access? Whispers circled, fingers pointed. Erica, feigning shock, joined the search party. her gaze darting between the frightened crew and the locked cabinet, now marked empty. As cameras rolled, someone captured her expression, a flash of panic, a tightening around her eyes, a hesitation before she scanned the room for witnesses. Producers later claimed it was an innocent reaction, but fans dissected every frame, convinced Erica was hiding something. Amid the chaos, a rival cast member, Sierra, saw an opportunity. She posted a cryptic tweet: "Files gone, but secrets remain. Know who you are?" The social feed exploded. Fans took sides. Some defended Erica, insisting she must have been trying to secure the evidence from leaking. Others accused her of orchestrating the disappearance. Emotions ran high as speculation spread that Erica had destroyed the DNA results to conceal a scandal involving her own family. The family was left divided, with photos circulating of Erica's mother and father, looking distraught during a surprise cameo on set. "We're heartbroken," her mother told a local blogger, tears in her voice. "We never imagined our daughter would be embroiled in such a mess." In a confidential group chat, Yandi confronted Erica. "What's going on?" she demanded, her fingers flying over the keyboard. "Fans are calling you a saboteur." An ominous silence followed before Erica finally replied, "I did what I had to do." That message, brief but loaded, fueled the fire. Yandi's response arrived seconds later: "You can't wipe away evidence and expect us to be okay." Behind the scenes, Mendices paced in his trailer, replaying the footage of Erica smiling nervously as she opened the cabinet. He called Kirk Frost and demanded answers, his voice heavy with betrayal. "She was my friend," he said, punching the walls of his green room. Kirk offered little consolation, but agreed to meet with Yandi and Erica, hoping to mediate before the situation spiraled further. The evening before the next shoot, an anonymous tip led producers to a smoking dumpster behind the set. Hidden in charred paper were remnants of the DNA envelope's burnt edges, illegible scrawls, and fragments of evidence that might never be reconstructed. The news leaked almost instantly. DNA files found incinerated. Fans gasped, photos spread, conspiracy theories exploded. Was Erica trying to cover up a secret paternity claim of her own? Or had someone planted the destroyed files to frame her and shift attention away from another scandal? In front of the cameras, Erica delivered an apology, her voice trembling, eyes glistening. "I never intended to destroy evidence," she insisted. "I was protecting someone I love." Her words felt rehearsed, too polished. Viewers noticed the rehearsed tone and called damage control. Backstage, Amber confessed to a reporter that she had seen another crew member lurking near the dumpster late at night, filing their nails and smirking. "It wasn't Erica," Amber whispered, glancing over her shoulder. "I'm not saying who, but it wasn't her." That brief confession ignited a fresh wave of rumors. Sabotage from within, a hidden puppet master pulling strings. Fans flooded the comments. Who's the real villain? Proof or sabotage? Erica or imposter? Emotions ran high as loyalties shifted faster than a season finale plot twist. Some began defending Erica, sharing clips of her childhood charity work and emphasizing her integrity. Others dug up old interviews where Erica spoke about privacy and respect, twisting her words to support claims of guilt. The scandal had transcended the show, had become a cultural moment. The kaleidoscope of accusations, defenses, and outright disbelief. Through it all, Erica retreated to a quiet guest house near the studio, surrounded by only Mendices and a handful of loyal friends. Late at night, she paced the hardwood floors, running her hands through her hair. Haunted by the fragments of burned files she'd glimpsed in the dumpster. Her phone buzzed endlessly with messages, fans shocked. Insiders alleging new twists and the persistent echo of Amber's confession. She wondered who she could trust. In her reflection, she saw someone transformed by suspicion, someone willing to question her own motives. The weight of the missing DNA results pressed down on her like an anchor dot, just when it seemed the scandal might fade. A video clip emerged on a fan page, a shadowy figure slipping the original files into a rival cast. Member's bag. The footage was grainy, but compelling. The hand was slender, feminine, gloved. Fans erupted. "Look at her go. Definitely not Erica," Sabotage confirmed. The new angle reopened the investigation and thrust Erica back into the spotlight. Now, her plea of innocence seemed genuine to some, but to others it was just another well-executed distraction. The family was left divided once more, with Mendices caught between protecting the woman he cared for and preserving his own reputation. As daybreak broke over the set, producers huddled in a crisis meeting. The missing DNA files, the incinerated scraps, the leaked Sabotage footage threatened to derail the season's narrative. The decision came down. A special episode would address the scandal head-on. Cast members would be grilled, secrets unveiled, and the truth chased under the glare of primetime cameras. Whatever the outcome, one thing was certain: Love and Hip Hop Atlanta had just delivered its most explosive twist yet. And viewers would be glued to their screens to see if Erica Mena was the mastermind or the victim of the ultimate sabotage. The cameras were rolling again before sunrise, the crew bustling with urgency as producers prepared to air the special episode. Even the usual chatter felt tense, each step echoing down the long corridors of the studio. A hush fell over the cast. When the executive producer stepped onto the stage, "We're here to get to the bottom of the missing files." His voice crackled over the speakers. No more secrets. Emotions ran high as Erica Mena entered the set, flanked by Mendices and a small team of legal advisors. Her dress, simple and dark, seemed to underscore her anxiety. She forced a small smile at the cameras, her eyes darting to the storage unit where the files had once been locked away. The first question came from a tough, veteran journalist who leaned into the mic. "Erica, can you explain why you were seen rifling through those DNA envelopes?" The audience held its breath. Erica's lips trembled. "I approached the files because I was concerned about the integrity of the results," she stammered. "I wasn't destroying them. I was verifying their authenticity." A murmur rippled through the crowd. The family was left divided as whispers spread. Was this damage control or the unvarnished truth? Next, the host played the surveillance clip frame by frame, highlighting Erica's shaky hands. "Fans are shocked by these images," he intoned, the dramatic music swelling. The crowd gasped when the footage cut to Amber's confession about seeing someone else near the dumpster. "Can you comment on Amber's statement?" the journalist pressed. Erica exhaled sharply, her shoulders sagging. "I had no idea Amber saw someone else," she replied, voice cracking. "I only know what was on camera." The raw emotion in her tone suggested vulnerability. But skepticism lingered like a shadow. Backstage, Rashida and Yandi watched the broadcast on a monitor, their expressions grim. Yandi's hand covered her mouth as she saw Erica break down under questioning. Rashida placed a reassuring hand on her friend's shoulder, their past reconciliation serving as a reminder that no one was above drama. "We have to stick together," Rashida whispered. Yandi nodded, her eyes never leaving the screen. Fans were already tweeting #TayAmerica or #EricaGuilty, dividing the online community with fierce passion. As the panel shifted, a surprise witness was introduced: Tasha K., Erica's confidant from the drive-through confession. She walked out wearing a crisp blazer and carrying a manila folder. "I have the unedited files," she announced. Gasps echoed in the studio. The host signaled to bring the folder on stage. Tasha opened it, revealing pristine envelopes labeled "Confidential." When she peeled back the seal, the camera zoomed in. The DNA results bore no sign of tampering. Erica's eyes filled with tears. "This is proof," Tasha declared. "Look at the condition. No rips, no burns." The family was left divided all over again. Some cried foul, insisting Tasha was bribed. Others cheered, relieved that Erica might be innocent, but before anyone could breathe, the lights flickered. and the feed cut to pre-recorded interviews from cast members. Kirk Frost appeared first, his face tight with concern. "I don't know what Erica was thinking," he admitted, "but I do know she's not the type to destroy evidence." Something deeper is happening. He glanced off Camara, hinting at a hidden storyline. Next came Sierra, who smirked as she leaned forward. Maybe someone wanted the files gone, so a secret paternity wouldn't blow up on national TV, she teased. The audience tittered nervously. Her remark planted new seeds of doubt in everyone's minds. The show cut back to Erica, her composure shaken but determined. "I understand the speculation," she said softly, "but I want to set the record straight. I did not destroy evidence. If anything, I was trying to protect someone." Her gaze flicked to Mendices, who sat quietly beside her. His jaw clenched, his arms crossed. When it was his turn to speak, he rose and faced the cameras. "I've known Erica for years," he began. "She's always had a protective instinct. If any files were missing, she would have raised the alarm, not incinerated them." His endorsement carried weight. Fans threw support behind him with comments like, "Loyalty runs deep." Just when the atmosphere felt balanced, the host dropped. The next bombshell, a leaked email chain. Among producers suggesting that the missing files might have been a publicity stunt to boost ratings. The email snippet flashed on screen. Consider a controlled leak to stir excitement. Audience engagement spiked during the last scandal. The studio erupted in outrage. Producers backstage engaged in frantic discussions, their whispered arguments, picked up by hot mic audio that some sleuths already uploaded online. Emotions ran high as viewers realized that the entire scandal might have been engineered. A spectacle sacrificing truth on the altar of drama amid the chaos. A low-quality video clip surfaced of a shadowy figure planting a small device in the archival room. The clip was shaky, the angle awkward, but the movement was unmistakable. A person with a lanyard slipping something into the file cabinet. Fans paused and slowed the footage, debating whether the gloved hands matched Erica's. The conspiracy theories multiplied. Was the mastermind a rival cast member? A rogue crew member seeking revenge? Or an overzealous producer chasing ratings? The family was left divided yet again, struggling to separate fact from fiction. Erica's single quotes as face paled as she watched the clip, her breath catching in her throat. Producers called for an immediate investigation. Security footage hauled in from every hallway. Amber was summoned back on stage, torn between loyalty and honesty, under mounting pressure. She broke down and revealed what she'd seen. The person in the clip was not Erica, but someone significantly shorter, wearing a dark hoodie. The revelation prompted a collective sigh of relief, of a fresh wave of confusion. Rival cast members exchanged glances. Whispers ricocheted off the walls as alliances shifted in real time. The show ended on a cliffhanger. The executive producer promised that the true culprit would be exposed in the season finale, leaving viewers desperate for the next installment. Lights dimmed and the echo of dramatic music lingered as the credits rolled. Behind the scenes, Erica collapsed into a chair, tears streaming down her face. Mendices held her as Rashida and Yandi stood by, offering silent support. Their bond, once tested by rumor and betrayal, had been reforged in the fire of public scrutiny. But they knew the final act was yet to command that truth, once buried. Has a way of exploding back into view. Erica's single quotes as exhaustion deepened. As the investigation unfolded, she spent the morning poring over the charred remnants recovered from the dumpster, her fingers numb from sorting ash and paper fragments. Each brittle scrap tugged at her heart, a painful reminder of files she had never meant to destroy. Despite Amber's confession, whispers persisted that somehow Erica had engineered the incineration. Emotions ran high among the production staff. Some refused to talk to her in the hallways, while others exchanged sympathetic glances but looked away at her approach. The family was left divided all over again. Mendices stood by her side, Yet she could see doubt flickering in his eyes whenever the cameras weren't rolling. In the afternoon, the executive producer called a closed-door meeting. Dozens of cast and crew gathered in the screening room, its walls lined with monitors that broadcast endless loops of the original footage. He cleared his throat, voice firm but strained. "We are at a crossroads," he began. "This season depends on the integrity of our story. We need transparency from everyone involved." Hands shot up with questions and accusations. Rashida demanded to know why Erica had been alone near the files, while Kirk Frost pressed for a full audit of security logs. The tension crackled like static. Erica stayed silent until the producer turned to her. Her voice shook as she spoke. "I never authorized destruction. I was coerced off camera by someone claiming to be a producer. I thought I would be able to protect the evidence, but then I panicked." The room fell silent as she recounted a shadowy figure in a dark hoodie, whispering orders into her ear. A stranger she had mistaken for legitimate crew. Later, Amber approached Erica outside the studio doors, her face pale. "You need to listen to this," she said, handing Erica a small audio recorder. "I caught a conversation that night. The person who planted those files admitted to framing you." Erica's heart raced. She pressed play. A distorted voice emerged. She'd take the fall. "Nobody will think twice if we make it look like Erica snapped." Moments later, a second voice laughed coldly. Erica's blood ran cold at the realization that more than one person wanted her out of the picture. She hid the recorder in her pocket, promising Amber she would use it to clear her name as the sun dipped below the horizon. Casting elongated shadows across the parking lot, Erica convened with Mendices and a small group of loyal supporters. They huddled around a laptop as Erica played the recorder for them. The distorted voices sent a chill through the group. Mendices squeezed her hand. "We need to identify who that is," he said quietly. "We can't let them manipulate the narrative any longer." Determination sparked in Erica's eyes. She realized that to save her reputation, she would have to expose the saboteur, even if it meant revealing secrets that could hurt more than one person. The next morning, Erica slipped back into the archival room, careful to avoid prying eyes. The door lingered slightly ajar, a detail she had noted before. Inside, she found a hidden surveillance camera above the filing cabinet, its lens aimed at the DNA envelopes. She disconnected it and retrieved the memory card, hoping it held footage of the person in the hoodie. As she clutched the card, her mind raced. Who on set had the access and the motive to destroy the evidence? Was it someone jealous of her success? Someone with a grudge against the Frost family? A few hours later, the production office buzzed with activity as Erica submitted the memory card to the executive producer. "I believe this is the proof you need," she said, her voice steady. The producer inserted the card into his laptop and pressed play. The grainy footage showed a figure sneaking into the room at midnight, gloved hands rummaging through the files before stuffing them into a backpack. The silhouette revealed a distinct gait and stature. The crowd gathered around the screen gasped. When the figure turned, revealing the arc of their jaw and the faint outline of a hairstyle matching one of the lesser-known crew members, Jason, a sound technician who often clashed with Erica over scheduling and shot directions. As Jason's face appeared on screen, shock radiated through the room. Questions flew. Why would he do this? Producers confronted Jason, who immediately denied involvement. His alibi crumbled when Amber and another assistant producer confirmed they had seen him near the dumpster that same night. Jason broke under pressure, his voice trembling. "I was promised a promotion if I helped orchestrate a ratings boost," he confessed. "They said Erica was too controlled, too perfect. They wanted drama and I needed the job." The revelation sent shockwaves through the cast. The mastermind had been hiding in plain sight, using Erica's fear to fuel a manufactured scandal. The fallout was swift. Jason was escorted off the set, suspension papers signed in front of cameras. The executive producer took responsibility. admitting that a few executives had greenlit the stunt without considering the personal cost. "We lost sight of humanity in the pursuit of sensational content," he said, his voice cracking. Erica watched him speak, relief flooding her as the weight of suspicion finally lifted. Mendeces wrapped his arms around her, planting a gentle kiss on her temple. Rashida and Yandi exchanged relieved smiles, their earlier doubts washed away by the truth. Yet the victory felt bittersweet. The cast gathered in the studio's central courtyard, where Erica stood on a makeshift stage. She addressed the camera directly, her voice calm but resolute. "Today, we uncovered the truth behind the missing DNA files," she began. "This was never about sabotage by any one person. It was a coordinated effort to weaponize our personal lives for ratings. I regret my panic, my silence, and I apologize to everyone I doubted, including those who stood by me." Her confession drew tears and applause from the assembled crowd. Fans watching at home flooded the comments with support, praising her courage and vulnerability. As cameras panned out, capturing the entire cast united behind Erica, the producer made an unprecedented announcement. "We will be taking steps to ensure privacy and respect for our cast moving forward. No more sensational schemes." The crew erupted in applause, hopeful that the era of manufactured conflict had ended. Erica looked around at the faces of those she had once considered adversaries, now standing as witnesses to her vindication in the days after the special reveal. The show's ratings soared not because of scandal, but because of authentic storytelling. Viewers resonated with Erica's journey from suspicion to vindication, seeing reflections of their own struggles in her fear and resilience. Erica, Mendeces, Rashida, and Yandi appeared in candid interviews discussing the importance of truth over sensationalism, of loyalty over ratings. The narrative had shifted. Fans were proud that their favorite reality show had chosen integrity at last. And so, as the season progressed, the DNA file scandal became a turning point, a lesson in the power of honesty and the dangers of staging drama. Erica returned to the set with renewed confidence, no longer haunted by charred paper or whispered conspiracies. She carried the recorder in her pocket as a reminder. Truth, once captured, can never be fully silenced. Erica stepped onto the set the next morning, feeling the weight of every whisper that followed her through the corridors. Despite the vindication in front of the cameras, doubt still clung to her like a shadow. As she made her way past the trailers, she caught sight of crew members exchanging furtive glances, their eyes flickering away when she crossed their path. She had been cleared of direct sabotage, yet the rumor mill churned on, fueled by every lingering question and every fragment of charred paper that resurfaced in online gossip. She paused at the edge of the soundstage, took a deep breath, and reminded herself that truth did not always feel like celebration. Sometimes it felt heavy with responsibility. The day's scenes were scheduled around family conversations, scripted to showcase vulnerability and reconciliation. Erica entered the room where Yandi and Rashida were already seated, the two friends leaning close in quiet conversation. Once the cameras rolled, Erica joined them, projecting warmth as she delivered her lines. But between takes, the actors' eyes met in an unspoken understanding of how reality had intruded on their performance. Erica lowered her gaze to the table, tracing the outline of her water glass. She wondered if the audience at home would see past the stage smiles and realize how fragile the bonds had become behind the scenes. Later, during a lunch break, Erica found herself alone in the makeup trailer when Amber slipped in quietly. "Sorry about this morning," Amber murmured, settling into the corner seat. The footage was clear, but people keep questioning. Erica offered a weary smile. I know. It's like the more proof we show, the more they want to dig." Amber nodded, frustration etching her features. "There's always someone ready to twist your intentions." She paused, then added softly, "But you showed the world who you really are. That counts." Erica closed her eyes for a moment, letting Amber's words settle before replying. "Sometimes I wonder if it was worth it to dig up the truth. The price has been higher than I imagined." As production resumed, Mendices appeared by her side, offering a reassuring presence. They filmed a scene where he gently took her hand, promising loyalty in the face of uncertainty. The script echoed their real experiences, blurring the line between fiction and reality. When the director called cut, Mendices squeezed Erica's hand. "We'll get through this," he whispered. "I believe you." She leaned into his support, drawing strength from his conviction, even as a knot of anxiety lingered in her chest. The audience might see scripted romance, but to Erica, every line felt like a lifeline thrown in stormy waters. That evening, the cast gathered for a roundtable discussion and unscripted session to address the scandal head-on. The studio audience filed in, anticipation buzzing through the seats. The host introduced the panel: Erica, Mendices, Yandi, Rashida, and a representative from production. As the discussion unfolded, Erica spoke candidly about her fear when she first touched the sealed envelopes, about the panic that led her to tear at the files, and about the relief she felt when the culprit was exposed. Her honesty resonated. The audience leaned forward, hanging on her every word. "Fans are shocked," they murmured as she recounted the midnight recording used to frame her. Families were left with renewed resolve. The cast returned to the set. Erica entered the scene, now infused with genuine curiosity rather than scripted emotion. As the dialogue unfolded, she ad-libbed a line that drew a gasp from the crew. "Truth is a shapeshifter, just. When you think you've caught it, it slips through your fingers." The director smiled at the raw authenticity. The cameras captured her words, blending the new twist seamlessly into the ongoing season arc. Viewers at home would later comment on social media, "Did she just break the fourth wall? This is the best drama yet." The line went viral, a meta-commentary on the entire ordeal. That night, Erica and Mendices reviewed the unedited footage in her trailer. Every frame held close facial expressions, hesitations, glances exchanged off-camera. They paused on a split-second reaction from one of the producers present during the roundtable, an expression to knowing, composed, the familiar knot. And Erica's stomach returned as she realized the orchestrator might still be in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to strike again. Mendices reached for her hand and squeezed it. "We'll expose them," he said. "No more surprises." His unwavering belief steeled her nerves. She closed her laptop and exhaled, determined to follow the trail wherever it led. Over the next few days, Erica quietly gathered evidence. She compared call logs, scrutinized email headers, and cross-referenced security footage from every corner of the studio. Each piece of information unraveled inconsistencies, deleted timestamps, altered metadata, and suspicious logins. With each new discovery, she stitched together a mosaic of deception, one that pointed inexorably to a small circle of insiders intent on manipulating the narrative for personal gain. Her heart pounded as she assembled the dossier, knowing that revealing it could rock the entire production to its core. When she finally presented the comprehensive evidence to the executive producer, his face paled in realization. "You've done it again," he said, voice hushed. "I underestimated you." He convened an emergency review board that included legal advisors, network executives, and independent auditors. The board pored over Erica's findings, confirming her suspicions. They traced the final Sabotage, this secret paternity memo, to a shadowy account, used by a senior producer known for cutting corners to boost ratings. The revelation led to immediate suspension, firings, and a vow from the network to implement stricter safeguards. The aftermath was turbulent but cathartic. Erica's reputation emerged not only untainted, but strengthened by her relentless pursuit of truth. Tabloids hailed her as the season's unexpected hero, and fans rallied behind the mantra, "Never underestimate the power of honesty." The cast and crew rallied, determined to steer the show back toward genuine storytelling, free from manufactured chaos. As cameras resumed filming without the weight of hidden agendas, Erica found herself drawing a final line in the Sandus. Time, the drama on screen would reflect real emotion, not stage conflict. By the time the season finale approached, the narrative had come full circle. Erica stood center stage for one last interview, flanked by her closest allies. Her voice wavered only once, when she recalled how easily trust can be weaponized. Then it steadied, filled with conviction. We learned that truth can be tangled, but it always finds a way to shine through, she said, eyes glinting under the studio lights. The audience rose in applause, not for the drama that had been inflicted upon her, but for the integrity she had defended. The cameras panned out, capturing her silhouette against the glow of the Satan emblem of resilience in a world that thrives on scandal, a reminder that true power lies in the courage to stand by your story. No matter how many times it's rewritten, the DNA Files scandal shook Love and Hip Hop Atlanta to its core, leaving fans shocked by the twists and turns behind the scenes. Emotions ran high as Erica Mena faced suspicion, only to be vindicated by the very footage